The top 10 best controller for PC gaming on Amazon. Welcome to our channel. While PC gamers generally opt for a mouse and keyboard, millions of us also pick up a controller from time to time, and for good reason. In open-world games like Shadow of the Tomb Raider, controllers can offer a more comfortable way to play for long periods, while in racing titles, a gamepad can offer fine-grained analog controls to steer around corners. If you fancy a little local co-op, plugging in a controller is a great way to do that too. But there are a ton of PC-compatible controllers on the market, which are actually worth buying. The most obvious answer is that the best controller is the one you already have. This seems to be supported by stats released by Valve in 2018, which show the Xbox 360, Xbox One, and PS4 controllers are the best represented amongst Steam users. However, are these gamepads necessarily the best options? In this article, we will answer that question by making our picks for the best PC gaming controllers on the market, including some you might not have considered. Before you continue, please click on the subscribe button below and press the bell icon for regular updates. Number 10. The best MFI controller for iPhone and iPad, SteelSeries Nimbus Plus. The Nimbus Plus lacks the cross-platform capabilities of the Stratus we highlighted earlier, but offers lightning charging, the same as the iPhone, and a larger and more comfortable size. That makes it the better bet if you don't need Android support. It also includes an iPhone clip in the box, something we dragged the Stratus for not doing. However, the jaws here don't expand far enough to accommodate the iPad mini, so we'd recommend opting for a case with a kickstand or a dedicated stand if you want to use the Stratus Plus with an iPad. The Nimbus Plus is a pleasure to use too, with a lovely clicky D-pad, tactile buttons, and clickable thumbsticks. If you want to make the most of the surprisingly expensive library of iOS games in the App Store and Apple Arcade, the Nimbus Plus is a great choice, at a price that's only a hair over a standard console gamepad. Number 9 most adaptable PC controller, Steam controller. After largely shutting down their game foundries in 2013, Valve's biggest recent contributions to gaming have arguably come from their hardware division. The Steam controller is one such item, offering a way to play a much wider range of PC games than your standard gamepad. The magic comes from the two blank spaces on the face of the controller, which swap the usual D-pad and right thumbstick for circular trackpads. Thanks to excellent haptics, these are able to better mimic a mouse than an analog stick ever could, allowing PC games with mouse-driven interfaces to be used with relative speed and ease. There are other nice touches too, like 2 extra buttons on the back side of the controller, which can be mapped using the excellent controller configuration software. Still, the Steam controller is a device of choice, and you may well prefer a traditional controller layout for games with native gamepad support. Valve stopped making the Steam controller in November 2019, but it's still available on Amazon. Number 8 best controller for Android, POWERA MOGA XP5 X Plus. The POWERA MOGA XP5 X Plus is one of the best controllers for Android we've ever used, thanks to its surprisingly high build quality, convenient clip-on form factor, and clever built-in 300 mAh portable charger. Gaming on mobile does hit the battery hard, so it's great to see a built-in way of ameliorating this disadvantage. The tactility of the controller is reasonable too. Although it doesn't quite match the feel of a new Xbox or PlayStation gamepad, there's a little softness in the D-pad and the face buttons. Still, for the money you're paying, the overall experience is high quality. Unfortunately, support for wired controllers in native Android games can be hit or miss, with Bluetooth gamepads like Xbox One controller seemingly being supported in a great number of games. It's worth researching your favorite titles online before pulling the trigger if it's these native games that are motivating you to consider a gamepad. Still, for the games that support it, the MOGA XP5X offers a big improvement to tactility and control. Number 7 is runner-up third-party PC controller, ASTRO C40TR. Another excellent third-party option is the ASTRO C40TR. This controller supports both Xbox-style and PlayStation-style thumbstick and D-pad placements, thanks to a semi-modular design, and also boasts a high level of fit and finish befitting its premium price. We particularly like the inclusion of taller thumbsticks, which allow for a higher level of control after a short adjustment period. The two rear buttons here are also cleverly implemented, sitting naturally beneath your fingers with sufficient resistance to prevent accidental presses. Each can be bound to any other button in a matter of seconds, without the need to touch software or change profiles, which is a nice touch. Number 6 is best cheap controller for PC gaming, Xbox 360 controller. The venerable Xbox 360 controller, particularly its wired iterations, offer one of the cheapest ways to enjoy console-style gaming on the PC. With both knockoff versions and plenty of used models on the market, it's easy to grab enough controllers for everyone. Modern DualShock 4 and Xbox One controllers feel better in the hand and are less likely to exhibit wear and tear. But if you're only an occasional gamepad user, this controller will do just fine and cost much less. Number 5 is best controller for PC, iOS, and Android, SteelSeries Stratus Duo. The Stratus Duo is another clever controller. This time it's all about supporting multiple platforms, as well as connecting to PCs via 2.4 GHz USB dongle. The Stratus Duo can also connect to Bluetooth devices like phones and tablets when a switch is flicked on the back of the unit. Battery life is lower when you're using Bluetooth mode, but given your phone is best suited for short play sessions, this isn't a massive concern. The Stratus Duo works on both iOS and Android, but it's worth remembering that not all games support gamepads natively. However, for playing Fortnite or an emulated SNES title, the Stratus Duo works great. While the controller's build quality seems sound and the controls feel accurate, the button layout isn't ideal. I found it tricky to tap the middle buttons without getting tangled up in the thumbsticks. It's also disappointing that the Smart Grip accessory for actually mounting the controller to your phone is a $10 optional add-on for the price. It really ought to be in the box. Number 4 is best third-party PC controller, RAZER Wolverine Tournament Edition. While Microsoft and Sony's long expertise with game consoles means that their controllers are the default option for many, there are also some great third-party alternatives worth considering. RAZER's Wolverine is one of the best options. Thanks to its use of clicky mechanical switches for face buttons, 4 additional programmable buttons, and 4 extra paddles on the more expansive Ultimate Edition. The controller can be customized in the RAZER Synapse for Xbox app, available on Xbox One and PC, where you can rebind the buttons, adjust thumbstick sensitivity, and, of course, adjust the RGB lighting. While the Wolverine is extremely expensive for a wired controller, it is still a significant upgrade over a standard Xbox One or PS4 gamepad. Number 3 is best premium PC controller, Xbox One Elite Series 2 controller. If you're willing to spend more on your controller, the Xbox One Elite Series 2 is the best controller we've tested thus far. Its controls are tight and responsive, with clicky face buttons and a generous grippy coating that ensures a great in-hand feel. There are plenty of customization options too. You can add 4 paddles to the rear, swap out the sticks for 4 alternative options, adjust stick sensitivity, and opt for a circular 8-way D-pad. The ability to toggle between 3 levels of trigger sensitivity with the flip of a switch is also impressive. There's even third-party software like Rewast that lets you rebind the paddles to keyboard commands, if you want even deeper customization, although the standard software is also more powerful than before. Number 2 is best PC controller, Xbox One controller. The best PC controller for most people is the Xbox One controller. This controller works well out of the box with the widest range of PC titles, provides better rumble than the DualShock 4, and is available in a range of colors at a reasonable price. Newer Xbox One controllers also support Bluetooth, allowing them to connect to PCs wirelessly. 2.4 GHz wireless is also possible for a lower latency connection. The Microsoft controller is also well made, with responsive triggers and a large, comfortable shape. Number 1 is runner-up Sony DualShock 4 PS4 controller. Another good choice is the DualShock 4 controller. Its slender shape suits small and medium-sized hands, and its controls are nicely tactile. It is also available in a range of styles, often at a reduced price. While the Xbox One controller is our top choice, the DualShock 4 has several advantages over its Microsoft rival. Every PS4 controller works with Bluetooth, while only newer Xbox One controllers support Bluetooth. The DualShock 4 can also be cheaply recharged via micro USB, so there's no need to keep buying batteries. However, you will need to install third-party software to get the controller working on Windows. Thankfully, the DS4 Windows software is free, easy to use, and offers options not found on Xbox Accessories app.